not joining the Magic Night so I can have a good time and avoid working hard. I'm here to work my butt off and become the Wizard King. And that's it.
Victoria music.
Okay.
Well, that was definitely a good use of our time.
Yeah! What, you were recording? How long were you recording?
Like 10 minutes or something.
No, you weren't.
No, like 2.5.
Yeah. So that was my translation of Black Clover Episode 4.
It was wonderful.
The T-Man reads Black Clover.
We need... Oh, God.
That was my translation of the main character's voice.
Yeah, well, it picked up very well.
So you guys got a chance to hear his voice. What do you think?
The voice is annoying, but the dialogue is actually not badly written, I think.
It was not as bad as the first 3 episodes, I'll give it that much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, the rest of it's worse.
Yes.
The first
Oh, wow.
The first part, the first part I heard was them going, "Oh, a 4-leaf clover. Oh, that was the one from the Hokage." And I'm just like, "Oh man,
They're still going on about that, huh?
What is that? This is episode 4?
Yes.
Episode 4, they're still going on about episode 1 stuff.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Ooh, actually that's sort of a segue-ish into
Welcome to the Dragon's Treasure Teacast, episode something.
Yeah,
but go on.
14, 15?
Yeah, I think so.
They did. You know who did a flashback, right? Ancient Magus Bride.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I thought they were going to just repeat the last lines of the last episode, and then they did something entirely different. They filled in the space.
Clarify a bit.
I will gladly, in the second infusion.
Yes. The place where spoilers go to be spoiled.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a lot of stuff to go over today. Where should we begin, Sir Nicholas?
We do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, guess which game developers are being terrible? All of them.
All of them.
All of them. First of all, Activision they didn't reveal, but they patented a patent.
Well said.
They made a patent that uses matchmaking to encourage players to buy more microtransactions. Essentially, let's say you're a level 1 player. Usually, or let's say you're a level 5 player. Usually, the goal of matchmaking is to have the level 5 players be paired with a level 5 player. What this, in essence, would do is pair you with a level 7 player or a level 5 player that has a bunch of DLC super items. In any case, it pairs you with people that are
out of your league.
Out of your league.
It makes you feel
screws you over.
It makes you feel that if you just got that extra little bit of DLC, you can beat them. That's the feeling they're trying to go for.
It's
with
not even
microtransactions.
the feeling that they're going for. It's the end result of you buying stuff.
Yeah, it's not the feeling they're going for. It's
They
the money
don't want you to feel that, because then they'd be caught out, which they did. They didn't reveal it. They just patented it. And like with all things, people are watching out for patents, and like that's how things get leaked. Like Nintendo patents Switch technology, and then everybody knows about it 2 years ahead of time. So that's how things get found out. And this is a pretty scummy thing to patent.
Uh-huh.
But on the other hand, at least no one else can use it, which is hilarious. It's illegal for them to do that.
Consolidate the fail.
Yeah.
It's one of those...
At least only they can be scumbags legally.
I feel like the entire gaming industry is being torn apart by 2 major groups. The big league game developers like Activision, EA, who just do terrible things. Mm-hmm. And then just the terrible players. People who complain about... Actually, we'll talk about the DLC stuff when we get to fighters.
That was my next That's a good transition.
That's a good transition.
So, FighterZ is, if you don't know, up for Steam for pre-order finally. The release date is January 26th, I believe, 25th. And so there's 3 tiers. Well, there's always been a million tiers for console players, but for DLC stuff, there's 3 tiers. There's the regular, just the base game. Then there's the season pass, basically. It's called FighterZ Edition, which is the stupidest naming ever. FighterZ Edition.
What was I getting if I didn't get that?
Screwed.
Oh my god, I just realized. They had a perfect opportunity to make this thing awesome. FighterZ Super Saiyan Edition, FighterZ Super Saiyan 2 Edition, even further beyond Super Saiyan 3 Edition. Why did they not do that?
Because they had to have a FighterZ Edition.
Oh my god!
Because someone works in marketing.
You fools!
And they're always boring.
They're they can sell, or no, this
I would have
wasn't the
paid Super Saiyan God Edition if all they said was this just gives us more money. Just because I would have wanted to be God.
That doesn't make you God. It makes the characters God. Anyway.
He would have gotten a receipt that says he's God.
Yeah.
He did that once on Halloween at a pizza place.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
I'm doing that again this year.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. Anyway, so FighterZ Edition. Ugh. I like, it kind of, like, flew past me over my head because I never said it out loud, but now that I'm saying it out loud, that is the worst possible name to have. That's it. Almost feels like they retroactively decided to put that in as, you know how they say, like, a lot of the times DLC is just like you're buying the rest of the game that was finished.
Mm-hmm.
This is the epitome of that.
Oh yeah,
Dragon Ball FighterZ,
the
FighterZ Edition. Really? Come on.
How transparent.
You know what? I am actually completely okay with the price structure with this.
I am too.
The reason why is that people need to realize games have become a lot more expensive to make and are the same price as those 8-bit games way back in the day. Honestly, at this point, I kind of expect to be paying $9,200 for a AAA game like this. Just because that's what it should be.
Well, I think this one is not as much because it depends on what story mode and things like that are,
which looks fun,
which we'll
actually
also go into. Yes, fighting games in general have gotten a lot more complicated with things like that. Like they have the story mode, they have like what's it called? Soul Calibur has like the weapon collector mode, and they've just generally gotten more complicated than. Street Fighter 2 had arcade mode, and that's it. And versus mode.
Yeah.
And that's what you got, and, be happy or stop playing.
And anyone who says something like, oh, they're just keeping these 8 fighters from us, no, they are not. They are not anyone. Tien and Yamcha are still not done. So don't think that they're specifically holding these people back. They're still working on the main roster.
Well, yeah, but what kind of irks me is that Tien and Yamcha and Nappa and Ginyu are all in the base game, and I feel like all the DLC ones are going to be the ones that we actually want.
It's going to be Vegito. They're going to throw in Broly because it's Broly.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of super people.
And also, while I'm thinking about it, it feels like they're going more towards the Z side than the super side. Probably just because people know it more.
Yeah, and trying to be safe, because some people, so many people are saying, we want you in this game. No, he hasn't done much. He's stared at people. That's not enough to build a character off of.
No, that would be a terrible character. Like, he's so overpowered and so not skilled, but, like, he doesn't really have a move list.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
He has meditate, and he has don't get wrecked.
Yeah.
Anti-lose.
I mean, they're getting kind of close now with Kaba. We've seen him a few times, but not there yet.
Hit, I could see.
They gotta put in hits. It'd be silly if they didn't. Like, if there was one character from all of Super 8 would have to put in, it would have to be Hit. There's no way with a moveset like his that they cannot put him in this game.
What's his face? Beerus.
Beerus, yes. Though he is...
I could understand if they didn't, though.
Considering that he was in the Dragon Ball Z movie, Battle of Gods, he's still technically originally a Z character. So...
Well, yeah, but then when they turned the movies into the show, it was Super.
Yeah. So it's like that in between...
I consider that Super. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that... the Fighters Edition... God, that's so stupid. That just adds extra characters. And then there's Ultimate Edition, which is going for $109.97.
So 110.
Yeah, and Fighters Edition is 95, and of course, regular edition is just 60.
What do we gain from it?
You gain the characters, the base game, 11 songs from the anime, and commentator voice pack.
That's gonna be fun.
So, what I'm most curious about is what are the songs that you get, and what replaces them if you don't get that pack.
You know, I would really love it if they used Bruce Falconer's music in the English version of the game.
Is that the Dragon, Rock the Dragon?
Stuff like that, yeah. And then like the original music that was in the original Z. Like Vegeta's, what was it called? Hell's Bells. Things of that nature. Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. The, I can't do things. You know, back when we were watching it in the 90s, that music.
I can't do things.
It took me a second to get AC/DC out of my head and hear Vegeta's Hell's Bells. That was pretty cool.
And it was nice. I just don't know what you're talking about, so that's sad.
It is. I guess you just have to get the Ultimate Edition.
Mm-hmm. And if they don't, I'm going to find a way to mod the game so I can listen to...
Oh, that's totally going to be... You know what? Why even bother with that? Because that's going to be modded day one. Really?
Well, there's probably going to be some limits on the modding since it's going to be a fighting game. Like, you can't change the mechanics, but you should be able to change the visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much for a game like at this level can you mess with mechanics? So like I was thinking Ginyu. I was pretty disappointed when I first saw that, to be honest.
You can very easily change appearance.
But so for Ginyu, it seems to me like he's going to be able to switch bodies because that's his only thing.
Yes. Oh, also he can summon the Ginyu Force.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, they had like a reveal trailer for him, right?
For Ginyu, no, but they had screenshots. So one of his moves is that you press a button and it activates like Ginyu Force mode, and then whatever button you press sends out the selected Ginyu member.
Oh, that's neat. Okay, I was going to say what...
Oh no, they had a Saul trailer.
I'm a little bit too into chaos. I would have thought it would be kind of neat if you switched bodies. You would get X amount of button clicks where, for example, your opponent would get the Ginyu body, and most likely it would hit a little bit less hard, but then if, like, up is right, down is forward...
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know, because it takes you a while to get used to the body, whereas Ginyu would need...
That's a pretty standard effect.
Oh, that's not too crazy for these sorts of things? I mean,
for fighting games, no.
Okay. Because I think that would be a cool thing to do for Ginyu. I would think that would make him relevant.
Yeah, we know he's got the body change, but we don't know how it's going to work yet.
That's
we don't know if it'll just change HP
he
or if
just turns himself
bodies.
into a frog.
Yeah, well, that would be the thing if you miss. I mean, I think it would be something you need to hit. You know, it's not guaranteed.
They should have a thing where it's got a long like upload time. So if you have like a really injured fighter, you have time to switch that person in.
Kind of like 19.
The one who
the
explodes?
Android. Yeah.
The one who explodes is a 16. Yeah.
I get that confused so much.
Loser. So yeah, something like
you
that.
activate the explosion for 16, right as he activates that.
I've stolen your body. Fine.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things they can do. They also announced Nappa, which
Yeah.
so far, literally every character except Raditz that I've said I don't want, they put in.
Raditz.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly
man.
surprised.
Everyone will be pissed off if they do Raditz, because come on, you gotta put a limit somewhere.
That's like
Sunday.
that's a joke.
That's a joke. So was Yamcha, but hey, he's in.
All right, so I was pleasantly surprised with Krillin. If they do what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of for Ginyu, that's relevant. What would they do for Yamcha? Have they said anything about that, or does he just
Yamcha,
have his whole bang
He's
fix?
just really fast, I think.
He's a very close rushdown type of character.
Yeah.
So get close, keep hitting, keep hitting, keep hitting.
And he's probably gonna have like a dash forward.
It's like
I saw his
swipes
movesets, so
kinda
he's got the
thing.
Wolfang Fist, and depending on what you want, you can do different things. You can knock the opponent up in the air, you can do like a downward hit to knock him to the ground, you can push him back. So it's one of those things where getting close, start hitting him, and
Yeah.
depending on who you're fighting, set him up for doing other stuff. Tien's ultimate
and
is...
probably I'm assuming if you're not right up close, you have a way to get up close pretty quick.
Yeah, the Wolfang Fist rushes at the opponents
Yeah.
for a certain distance, not the full thing, but
Yeah.
don't they have a button to dash or
Yes.
to just
Yeah, just move
Yeah.
twice. I'm assuming, but
or not dash, but like zoop in front of the opponent, like not instant transmission.
Oh,
no,
like
like
rushes
the Z
forward.
thing.
Yeah, but it can also be smacked away, so you gotta like it can't be abused.
Oh, I didn't
people,
know that.
Yeah, people were fearing because it seemed like it was just gonna be a broken thing, just hit,
Yeah, it
rush,
would.
hit, rush. But no, it can be countered relatively easily, so you gotta actually think about when you want to use it. Tien's ultimate is kind of silly. They gotta fix it a little bit because he can use all 7 bars for his tri-beam, but he can do like up to 80% damage on the opponents,
What?
but also do like 80% damage on himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
do different characters have different bars?
Uh,
Different max bars?
wait a second.
Yeah. Gohan right now. No. Gohan and somebody else have level 3 super they can make into a level 5 while they're doing it. I forgot who the other character is that can do that. Besides Tien, who can go all the way to 7.
Can you said he can do 80% damage to himself? Is it a 1-to-1 ratio? He does
Maybe.
equal damage to himself as his opponent.
No, it wasn't 1-to-1 ratio, but he did a lot of damage to himself, and he nearly knocked out who he was fighting. So, yeah. Who was the other character that had a level 5 super? I think it might have been Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. Speaking of characters, so they've accidentally revealed at least 2 of the upcoming base characters. We are going to see, most likely, Adult Gohan and Kid Buu. The reason why is because...
Kid Buu.
Yeah. The reason why is because on the website, where you can choose characters, for Goku and Vegeta, they specify, like, fighters.com/character/Goku-SS or Goku-Blue. Same thing with Vegeta. And for characters, for everybody else except Gohan and Buu, it's just, Cell, Frieza. That's it. Gohan has got Gohan-Y, so Gohan Young. And Buu had Buu-something. So that more than likely means that Adult Gohan, which I think is kind of obvious, they can't leave out Adult Gohan. And
Sure they can. He hasn't done anything.
Yeah,
Well, they're putting in Yamcha and Ginyu. They could do whatever they want, apparently.
They can. But they did things at the time. And their times.
Uh-huh.
Adult Gohan's... Well, I guess he one time, he went back to his ultimate form, which was nice. But, I mean, other than that...
So it's going to be Ultimate Form Gohan.
Yeah, I know, but he hasn't done anything in that since. He
forget,
lost to Boo.
Before Super, at the end of Dragon Ball Z, he was the strongest character.
That's nice. But he didn't do anything with it.
He got absorbed.
He got absorbed.
Yeah.
He made the opponent stronger for his dad and
Yeah.
them to Vic.
But so, his fight scene with Super Buu was one of my favorite fight scenes because it was just so badass and awesome. Like, elbows everywhere. It was fun. So yeah, that'll be fun. And I was expecting, there's no way they couldn't do Kid Buu if they're doing Fat Buu. So, yeah, those are probably going to be at some point revealed. Nappa we didn't talk too much about. Again, all we've had is
We don't really know that
Super
much.
Saiyan Ape?
no. He can actually plant Cybermen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you mentioned.
He can plant Cybermen. In one of the screenshots, they were holding on to Yamcha, of course.
Of course.
So they can do that explosion.
Does double damage to Yamcha.
His ultimate attack is when he opens his mouth and shoots that beam. It is right now the widest beam in the game. So,
Really?
Yes.
There's some pretty wide beams.
This thing was just whoo, half the screen. So he's going to have that. And he's probably going to be the typical slow but powerful type of character.
You know what they should do with his beam? Because it's it's a big beam, but it's coming from his head. They should have it so you can aim it. Because right now,
would be good.
Gohan can aim up, and that's about it. That would be cool.
You should be able to just control with the stick.
Exactly. Ah.
That's probably not going to happen.
But they should.
Sure.
But you might be able to do an air aim move type of thing.
So let's see.
Not turn it, but aim up instead.
Unfortunately, Nappa does not have...
Diagonally up.
Well, Nappa was the first super boss in Dragon Ball Z, I should say. He did not show too many movements. He did the finger up thing that blew up a bunch of space. He has the mouth thing, and he's got Cybermen. I don't think he showed any other techniques.
Yeah, he was just a big behemoth tank guy.
He's got those little yellow blasts that everybody has, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he snap? Wasn't that one of his moves? He snapped and just blew up a bunch of stuff once. I think that was the filler episode on the planet.
No. Oh, he did do some kind of that's filler. But then again, they probably gonna include filler stuff. He also did that thing where he powered up a whole bunch and punched Tien's arm off.
I don't remember that.
They can do
No, I
that.
don't either.
You don't?
No. But I don't. I'm not as big of a fan as you guys. So.
He was somewhat glowing in, I think it was yellow electricity. It's Nappa, and then he just punched Tien's arm off. It was fun.
So he was a Super Saiyan?
It wasn't.
Yes.
Yes.
Nappa
Super
was the
Saiyan
first
Nappa.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah. It only lasted long
Hey,
enough.
why not?
I've seen the artwork.
You
His
can only
eyebrows
tell
change
by
color.
the mustache.
Oh, the mustache, that was it. I want to see Super Saiyan 3 Nappa. He's just got the baby curly Q.
He's got a wizard beard.
Ooh, that would be even cooler.
And it's angry yellow.
Armstrong, the first Super Saiyan, was in Dragon Ball Z, though.
By the way, I just finished my cup of tea.
Oh,
yeah.
So, today we've got Sailor Mars.
And we let Nick choose it. We brought his favorite, but he wanted to do something different for you.
We already had the Tequan.
Yes, but tomorrow is Swan
Swan
Butt.
butts. Swan butt.
Nick is trying to hold back his face. Swan Butt is our nickname for Nick's birthday.
Nickname, Swan butt.
And all day tomorrow, I'm just going to be texting you and calling you and messaging you.
Please
just going,
don't do that.
hey,
When
Nick.
will the banner arrive?
Huh?
When will the banner arrive?
It should come today, actually.
Oh, good.
I'm going to embarrass you tomorrow with Swan Butt. The reason why is because it's the 25th, and the 2 looks like a swan, and the 5 also looks like a swan facing the other way, so it looks like the butts are touching. And so that's how we remember Nick's birthday, Swan Butt.
And now you'll know, too.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
So if you ever meet Nick in real life, just go, Swan Butt! Or if you think you're meeting Nick, just yell to a random stranger, Swan Butt, and see the reaction. If it's confusion, it's not Nick. If it's annoyance, it's Nick. Yeah.
You realize that you still haven't gotten it right, right? The 3 is the butt.
What?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
I tricked you guys into memorizing the wrong date, but somehow you fooled yourselves into getting the right number, but the wrong memorization device.
You're trying, but it's not working.
We know your birthday is Swan
Yes,
butt.
you do, somehow, even though you memorized the wrong number. or the wrong. You got the right number, but you've been using this candle, or sorry,
Nick, I've spoken to your mom.
Swan butt thing.
It's not working.
No, it is working. That's the problem. It shouldn't be working because swan butt is 23.
No, that's swan boobs.
Yeah, it'd be towards this chest.
Why is 5 a butt?
Because
it's it's not by itself a butt. It is a swan facing the other way, so the 2 and the 5 looks like the swan's butts are touching. Hence,
you have deluded yourself. I don't know how you did this, but you got the right number, or you got the right
Nick,
date.
considering last week you tried to convince us it was the 26th, you've kind of played this card.
Well, that was just me lying.
Yeah, now you're being honest.
I'm always honest.
So, for those of you that are confused, a way to improve your memory is to find things that you can associate with numbers and, like those of you that know Sherlock Holmes, you can make the Mind Palace. You can walk in through the front door and then create a sequence of events as you go through the house. Good
luck with that.
This is how it works. So, like the people that are in memory competitions, they memorize the deck of cards by basically going through the Mind Palace. Like, there's 2 of something. So if that's the first card, let's say it's the 2 of hearts. There will be this lady that'll meet them with holding 2 hearts, for example. You have images that connect to more parts of your brain. And then you go through the house as you go through the deck. So, like, you go upstairs for the next card, for example. We've memorized Nick's birthday through several years now. We might have even started on his 25th birthday.
So we kept forgetting, so we decided, you know what? Swan butt.
I also tricked you into memorizing the wrong date and the wrong mnemonic. Which was candle butt. That's how I know it was the 3, because you thought it was the 13th.
Good try. We remembered it at the bonfire. I remember where.
I remember too. And I specifically remember you being like, hey, wait, no, because the other way around it would be the 31st, and that's Halloween.
Swan butt.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's Nick's birthday tomorrow, and that's when the banner will arrive.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right. So, back at the plot. Let's see. There was a bunch of fighter stuff that came out.
They revealed more about story mode.
Yeah, story mode actually looks interesting.
And the story mode, as the mysterious clone army invades, the super warriors lose consciousness and their powers, which explains a lot about the choice of fighters. At the same time, the player protagonist becomes mind-linked to Goku. Goku and players must fight together to reveal the mystery behind the link on the clone army. The story mode will also have 2 other stories where the player protagonist becomes mind-linked to Android 18 and to Frieza.
I just want to mention this one thing that I thought was really stupid, which makes me think the more popular a video game magazine is, the dumber it is unless they know about what they're talking about. So I think it was Game Informer that had a bunch of screenshots. And one of the screenshots was Frieza looking into a mirror when, he's supposed to be mind linked to you. And the caption chat was, could this be Frost from Super? No, it's not. You idiots. Yep, that's it.
This one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Game Informer. Could this be Frost from Dragon Ball Super? No, it can't. I hate you. That's bad. That's really dumb. You were so dumb. I can't tell if they were doing that on purpose, or just whoever wrote this had no idea what they were doing. They were just looking stuff up.
Well, I kind of see where it's coming from, because it's just Frieza without a halo, which...
Frost looks entirely different, you fool.
Yeah, I think that they were trying to...
For hardcore Reddit lurkers like you... But not for... I mean, it's a game magazine, not a Dragon Ball magazine.
But then why would they even bring up Frost from Super then?
because they did some searching to do their job.
Well,
But they failed at it.
really badly.
That's not really badly.
That's really badly.
It is pretty bad. I can't tell if
It's pretty bad, but it's like...
I can't tell if
It's
it's
like
a
showing
mirror.
a picture of Krillin and going, is that Nappa?
No, it's not.
Because they're bald. Huh? Yeah?
No.
Yeah. It's silly. So, going back to the story mode, it looks like it'll be kind of a choose-your-own-path type of thing. And you'll also have choices of either recruiting more fighters on your side or gaining more experience. And with the experience, you can gain levels and become stronger in certain things, and yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. It'll definitely be interesting. And definitely worth playing more than just, fights online, like most fighting games are now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's definitely a trend towards story mode in fighting games.
Yes, because just make things more fun. Gives more life to the people.
Like the last... Oh no, King of Fighters 14 didn't have its story mode was just arcade mode with a cutscene at the end.
But it also...
But 13 had a really good story mode.
It also runs the risk of making things even worse. Like a Mortal Kombat X, their story mode did a lot of really, really bad stuff. Like, these are characters who are supposed to be relatively equal in power. One character fights 3 of the main bad guys at the same exact time and is able to take them all on. And then they fight the next single bad guy and just get their ass handed to them.
You mean like on screen at the same time or sequentially?
On screen at the same time for like the story mode stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Just like,
That's
we're really
weird.
supposed to believe this? Stop that.
But it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the memory devices. Like, story modes are so nice because, I don't know about you guys, but when I play story mode with a fighting game, it's just like, this is what I beat that guy with. And so it contextualizes everything for me. I don't look up the numbers with exactly how far something reaches, for example, what the sprite does exactly.
Oh,
but
yeah. You have to be pretty hardcore to do that.
So many people do.
Yeah.
But after I fought a variety of opponents, just like, okay, this worked there. And then I know more intuitively what types of attacks to do when and like how to pace the match and everything. It does a lot for my ability as well as my enjoyment.
It's good to play story mode and then you get used to actually fighting and gain control of your character.
Yeah, and
which is kind of, I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then in this case, you're also going to get power levels and stuff too. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
and characters.
And when there's like nothing there except just play versus a computer or play online, the computer's too easy to fight, or everyone online is just gonna kill you instantly.
I'm not speaking against story mode. I'm just saying if you're going to have a story mode, don't include clearly broken things. Like,
yeah, I know.
You can't have, like, if everybody's equal playing field in the fighters storyline because they lost their powers, you cannot have Frieza fight Goku, Cell, and Gohan at the same time and just, brush them aside with ease and then fight Tien and just get hammered. That's pretty much what Mortal Kombat X did.
Yeah, no, we all picked that up.
Okay, just making sure.
And I think that's about it in fighters news.
I believe so.
So something that I like, I don't think you guys really care.
Ooh!
Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is confirmed. They kind of hinted at it, or for Switch, by the way. They kind of hinted at it when the Switch got its first wave of trailers when it was first coming out. They just said vague project, and now it's Shin Megami Tensei 5. So sign me up for a Switch. This is the system seller for me. There's a bunch of other things that I'm interested on it too, but
Wait, so you're getting that while... So you're going to be playing that a little bit more than PS4?
what?
You're going to be playing that more than the PS4, do you think?
No, I think this is the thing.
You're not going to be making the Switch?
Ah!
Okay, that was a good setup, but ultimately unfulfilling.
No, I
Like the
disagree
rest
with that.
of my life.
The pun was at the end of the sentence. It has to be somewhere in the middle so that you have a little bit of follow through.
The essence was there.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
I guess.
Oh, thank God. All right, so I got we took a quick bathroom break for those that didn't know, secretly, and I just was looking at my email and my finger trembled as I went to open this because I was being told that this candy was brilliant, literally, and I'm like. And so finally, I built up the courage to look at it. It's glow in the dark. It's literally brilliant.
I do not want to eat that.
No,
is it literally candy?
It's literally candy and literally brilliant, and so I'm at least.
Are
satisfied.
you sure it's literally candy? Because it doesn't say it's literally candy and literally brilliant.
Are you literally being
It's
figurative
literally
right now?
brilliant, but is it
Yeah.
figuratively candy?
I'll have to eat it and find out.
I wouldn't eat it. It sounds poisonous.
Are you literally being figurative right now?
No, I'm being literal.
Literally?
And I thought, yes. And I thought for sure that they were doing the dumb thing, said, oh, they literally can't even just, no. But
Is the candy literally Hitler?
I don't think so.
Because
No,
a lot of things
it's glow in the dark.
because a lot of things are literally Hitler nowadays.
Yeah, that's true,
Actually,
too.
it's brilliant.
Yes, this is...
I've lost the plot. Goddamn millennials and your use of the word literally wrong.
It's okay. There wasn't really much of a plot to begin with.
Speaking of things with no plot,
Oh, that's... Ooh, right in the heart.
or I guess maybe a lot of plot depending on your definition of plot.
Yoko Taro, who is the creator of Nier and the Drakengard series, says he will make a Drakengard sequel if producers give him money.
And I don't know this game, but
which
all
is hilarious. Just a hilarious statement. Yeah, I'll do it if you give me money.
I don't know the game, but I see the picture up there, and yeah, there's a lot of anime plot from what I can see.
Yeah, it's just a girl standing on a dragon with huge breasts.
And basically no clothing.
No, there is. You just can't see it, and it's kind of skin colored.
It covers about 70% of the nipple, so I guess it passes.
No, that's just darker clothes. She's got other clothes. It's just white clothes.
The point is, it's meant to trick us into thinking she's basically naked.
Maybe if you're sitting far away, maybe that's the point.
Like
but,
me?
yes, like you.
Yeah.
And he also said he might do a possible Nier sequel. And if he did, he would think of what people would expect from a new Nier game and deliberately not do that and make a mess
That's
of
my
the
boy.
game. Yes, he is. Okay, do you know this guy? He always, when he goes out in public, he wears a huge, it's like a hat helmet thing that looks like the moon.
That's my boy.
And it's it looks like the moon from Majora's Mask. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he goes out in public with. Yeah,
I approve.
You would like him, and he's this huge troll, but like in a fun, like kind of fairy way, where it's like it's not malicious. It's just, but it like could be if you're the wrong kind of personality for that.
I
Anyway.
remember seeing some of the dialogue from Nier Automata of like these two dudes talking about how humans like to wear pants and it confuses them.
Yeah. Why do we have to do this? Shut up! Eat your apple. It'll give you knowledge. Yeah. Here's an article that I like. Just stop playing music, stupid website. Here's an article I like just because I find it funny. a guy was charged for illegally dumping 585 AKB48 CDs, which is some J-pop group. So he bought up 1 million CDs, which I guess, like, if you buy enough CDs, you have some kind of... It was for some kind of contest purposes. And he bought 1,000 of them, typed in a bunch of serial numbers to win a contest or vote for something or something. It's kind of vague. And realized that he couldn't use all of them. And then he's like, forget this, I'm just going to dump these in the mountains.
What?
Yeah.
I was hoping that he just really didn't like this band. So he just bought all their CDs and like threw them out so no one would listen to them.
Well,
Then he realized the internet existed.
It's kind of vague because it's like he was either trying to rig votes for a literal popularity contest, or he was trying to win a contest for like a meet and greet event.
You know what this just made me realize? What's going on?
Japan has weird, terrible things sometimes.
Speaking of which, I don't know what's going on with Baby Metal. Have they done anything new recently?
No, and I don't really care to find out.
That's because you don't have a life.
That's probably the reason I don't care about Baby Metal.
Baby Metal, look it up.
I know about Baby Metal. I
That's
just don't care about Baby
people.
Metal.
Looks like, no, they just still have those 2 albums.
Though the guy did do something different. Like, he was doing wrestling or something. I don't know.
Meh.
EA killed Visceral Games.
Oh yeah, this.
Which made Dead Space and a couple other games. And it was working on a Star Wars game, which kind of looked cool. So now they're going to move it to a different studio and make it bad.
Yay!
Yay! Go continue your work, EA, and making everything terrible and or sports.
It's like I said in the beginning, they're one of the cancers of the gaming industry.
Yeah, you're right. They just buy up developers that make nice things and shut them down when they don't. You know, like, after a while, they're like, okay, well, we bought you and thought that we were going to use you guys to do stuff, but actually, nah, you're fired. And we talked a bit about this last week, I think, about Godzilla and King Kong.
Yep.
Little bit.
So, yeah, we were kind of confused about which movie we were talking about. So the American Godzilla, I forgot that even existed. That was from 2014 with Bryan Cranston. That one was good. I forgot about it. But there's a sequel in 2019. And, a crossover is possible with Pacific Rim.
Which will be fun. You know, there's some movies that you want to plot... Other ones you don't.
Not this one.
Not this one. Pacific Rim is very plotless, and you don't want to plot. You just want to see big giant things punch other big giant things, and they did that well.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping this is just... They don't even bother explaining why they're together. They just like begin like midway through a fight. I will be completely okay with that.
It's just a 2-hour-long fight.
Though
yes.
In the Godzilla movie, I did like the sort of explanation about why Godzilla existed.
Let them fight.
Yeah.
He was my favorite.
I saw Blade Runner yesterday, and they had a trailer for Pacific Rim, and I was just like, yeah, I don't care if there's a story. This looks cool, and there's big cool things. Let the fight. Let the fight happen.
Yeah. Did you see the first one?
No,
oh, you
but
didn't?
now I want to.
Yeah, it's fun.
I was kind of in a state where it's like, if I'm in a room where it's playing, I'll be like, yeah, I'll watch this. But now I have to see it.
They basically go the route to fuck the plots right in the beginning.
Yeah.
They just go, nobody knows where these things came from. but they're fucking up Japan. And now they're fucking up all the other places.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah,
so
it's fun.
that's why it was like on my sonar, not my radar.
The plot is literally there's a big one.
But what kind of weirded me out was that Charlie Day was in it, in the second one.
He was in the first one.
Okay, so he's in the first one too?
Yeah.
And I can't not think of him as just Charlie from Always Sunny.
That's okay.
It's
He's
so
pretty much
weird.
that character.
Okay, alright. I was gonna say...
He's a gag character in there.
He cannot be a serious character.
Yeah, he's the head researcher. I made that up.
Okay.
That would be a bit of a stretch.
That would be really weird.
I forget what he
He's
does.
the president.
Yeah, exactly. Sir?
Mr. President, we have to think of a resolution. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to... I just work here.
Punching movies are fun.
Punching movies are fun.
Yeah. Honestly...
Sometimes movies where there's punching and plot are fun, too. So we could talk about Blade Runner in a little bit.
Have you seen Unleashed from Jet Li?
Unleashed.
That's a good one.
Is that recent?
No, that one's like a decade old now.
What's the gist of it?
It's Jet Li basically, these like mob bosses control him with a collar, and when they take off the collar and tell him get him, Jet Li just like beats people up. He's like lived in a
Like
cage.
a literal collar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he, like,
no, I haven't seen
No,
it.
you haven't.
Yeah,
that
Unleashed.
one's a very good example of good plots and good action.
Okay. I have to see it then.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's
I like
it for
Fearless
news.
better than Unleashed, though.
Oh yeah. Right.
I like the one where he kills himself off in all of the other universes.
The one.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I never even saw that.
You haven't?
No, that's awesome,
Basically,
though.
it's a multiverse thing where everyone's got a counterpart, and if you kill the counterpart, the rest of them gain its power. And so the more you kill, the stronger all the other ones get. And so one of the Jet Lis is going to become the one Jet Li. He's got one left. Jet Li.
Yeah, that was good. Alright, so, anything else?
Not that I can think of. Now that we're talking about martial arts movies, I just want to bring up a funny thing. One of my favorites is called Ong Bak. It's just a really good one. And
Also known as The Protector.
nope, that's a sequel.
Oh.
Yeah, Ong Bak is different. In fact, it's
Does
not even...
that have an English name?
No. In fact, they're actually two separate movies. They just
Yeah,
call it the
it's
sequels.
not. It's really a sequel. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
Then they didn't.
Like a
They did
spiritual
make an
sequel.
actual sequel. I think,
Yes,
and
and it was
kind of
god-awful.
terrible. Yeah.
I didn't even finish it. So it was just that bad. But what they did for the first Ong Bak, which I just find it hilarious, and John knows this too.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
We watched it in Thai with subtitles, and like at random times, when people are speaking, they just go speaking in Thai. It's like they're saying sentences. What are they saying? They're not even mumbling.
Okay, I did not have that experience.
Or like other scenes, like motorcycle sounds, or like racing. Like
yes, we
Thank
know.
you.
Thank you. Oh, can you actually translate the thing though?
they did it more than once too.
In Thai. Cries in Spanish.
Oh, I just got remembered of all that, and yeah, okay, I'm done.
That was a good movie though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll see you in a right about now. So I have a confession to make. I did something that I kind of regret, but also I don't regret it. But it may have been a mistake.
Who did you sleep with?
Nobody. But I watched the first few episodes of Boruto.
Oh, man.
You slut!
It's actually not that bad. Which is why I'm still watching it, and this is where the mistake comes in.
So?
It's basically a reboot of Naruto.
Yeah.
And, there's all the grown-up characters, and they surprisingly don't come into the plot that much. But everyone else is just the child reboot version of others, especially Shikamaru.
Oh.
No, it's good. He's basically the second primary character, and then there's Boruto, Bort. Then there's Bort, and he's like he's a troublemaker, of course, but in a weird way where, like, Naruto wanted everyone's attention and, like, recognition, so he's like, hey, look at me. His kind of driving force is he wants to be recognized as someone other than the Hokage's son, because Naruto is apparently a terrible father. Because he spends all day at work not using shadow clones, which is the most obvious solution to that problem ever.
But wasn't he only able to do that because of the Demon Fox's chakra? Didn't he use that up or something?
No, he's
I don't
got
think
that.
so.
I think he's got like all the demons inside him now. Or something.
Oh, he's got everybody.
He's got enough power to make shadow clones. Boruto can make shadow clones, which isn't explained at all, and I'm assuming that there's like a demon inside of him or something.
That was a forbidden jutsu.
Uh-huh.
I forgot about that, because it seemed like everybody could do it.
No, everyone can make the ones that vanish when they are hit, but don't actually exist. And his power was, or the thing that was different about the shadow clones was that they learn.
Oh yeah.
So that would be the huge advantage to being able to use that in what is apparently massive bureaucracy. And also, it's kind of like Korra, where it's, you know, not as far into the future, but also kind of, it's far enough into the future where things are like rapidly advancing in technology, and wartime is kind of like, that'll never happen again. But the first scene showed that there was going to be a Naruto and Sasuke. And boy, do they look cool, of course.
Naruto and Sasuke, or the new Naruto and Sasuke?
The new Naruto and Sasuke. Oh, I saw a funny meme. This was actually why I started watching it, because I saw who would win in a fight, Naruto, and there's the picture of him in like his final form, you know, or Boruto's dad, and there's a picture of Naruto from Boruto, and he looks also very cool. But yeah, I'm gonna keep watching that because it's weirdly good. It's got kind of a, like, you know how in the early episodes it was like really episodic, and it's still got that, like, let's pick plants to do odd jobs kind of feel.
Mm-hmm. I like the early episodes.
Yeah.
Actually, my biggest and this came after some thinking, to be fair, but my favorite thing about Naruto the original, besides that there were rules in place, was that he was this obnoxious 12-year-old, and he was just an obnoxious 12-year-old.
That was your favorite part?
Yeah, well, because everyone was like, "Oh God, they're just so annoying," and I'm like, you know what? That's true. However, you know, all of them were characters. They weren't just like so many anime characters. They get kind of dumb when it comes to their crush, but otherwise they're adults.
Yeah.
He was actually a 12-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. He acted like a 12-year-old, and I mean, they didn't do the time skip very well, to be honest, but they did mildly mature in that amount of time.
I'd say they matured a great deal.
Well, to each their own.
But relatively.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Sakura didn't.
He was a lot more stoic.
I still love you, Sasuke.
I'm gonna punch you in the stomach, the stomach. I'm gonna punch you in the stomach, and if I ever see you again, I'll kill you. That's okay. I forgive you. Come back soon.
Best relationship.
My God.
Japan. But yeah, so I really liked that they were kids. They did sort of like kiddie things, like they weren't right off the bat entrusted with although they were ninja with assassinations and all these other things that we associate with ninjas. They're just like, yeah. So I'd like to revisit those days. Tell me if it goes well. I might pick it up.
So there's the plot now is there's a mysterious transfer student, and but a few and he's from the Hidden Sound Village, of course, which they are now like.
Didn't Orochimaru make them up?
Yes.
Suspicious.
No, he didn't make them up. He created them.
Oh, okay.
They weren't made up. They were real.
So
that is, they weren't a lie.
And the Sound Village was recently hit by the King's game. Oh. Hokage's game.
Get away from me.
Was the character quiet, brooding, and sat in the corner by the window?
Yes.
At first a little bit, but then he's like, okay, you're interesting, Bolt.
Bolt.
No, but the basic plot right now is there's this mysterious shadow that only Nort can...
Nort?
No, it's
Naruto.
Bort. It's Bort. Only Bort can see that makes people kind of... like it takes their insecurities, I guess you could say, and makes them go out of control and attack people.
Huh.
And apparently mysterious transfer student Kun can see that too, or at least he knows something about it.
Is the name of the shadow puberty?
No. What's the bug guy's name?
Not
Shino.
Shino, yes.
He's their teacher.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like really awkwardly trying to get them to, do things, and he's not really doing a great job, but like he's, pulling it off and they like him. But sometimes he, like he has a welcoming party for the transfer student, and like he takes it kind of far, and like it's over the top a bit, and then he's really depressed about how he's a failure as a teacher, and then the shadow takes him over, and he's like, I have to kill you three. So they have to fight him, and
no one must ever know my failures.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Wait a second, how did they survive that? He was one of the most overpowered characters in the original Naruto series.
Because mysterious transfer student Kun is he's a bit more powerful than an academy student should be. They're not even getting yet. They're
He's stronger than your average ninja.
Yes, he is.
He's a super ninja.
Also, Bort isn't a complete idiot like Naruto was. He's pretty. It seems like he's pretty smart school-wise, and he knows his ninja stuff with good reason, I guess.
He wasn't held back 2 years?
No, but there was another guy that was held back 2 years, and so it seems like the society is aiming for demilitarization, and everyone's kind of like, well, ninja powers can be useful as like non-killing things, like, you can power trains with them, and here's how I did that. I learned this in the ninja war that you could do that, and that's how like this huge venture capitalist got started.
I learned in the Ninja War that you can power trains with ninjas.
Yeah, like he came up with this idea that he basically invented trains as like some thought that came through his head during the war, and that's how he became this huge venture capitalist that basically it's like a monopoly over everything in the city. So yeah, people are like going to ninja school, kind of like as a prestige and to pick up extra skills that they could use in other places besides assassination. So it's sort of interesting. It's a lot like Korra, now that I think about it. A lot of the same themes going on, and
we don't need the ninja tar anymore.
Yeah. Not so much that, but I could very easily see it going in that direction.
Oh, something I just remembered that we haven't really spoken about before.
Yeah?
Avatar Last Airbender is getting another comic, 2018.
Okay. I never read them. Are they good?
I enjoyed them. We found out what happened with Zuko's mom.
She had it going on.
What happened with Zuko's mom?
I guess you gotta read and find out.
I guess I do.
It's an amazing, elaborate story, Dad. Moving on. So, let's see, what else is on the agenda?
Black Clover.
Black Clover. So, what'd you guys think of his voice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so we heard a few minutes of it as you were watching that. The voice is god-awful.
Mm-hmm.
It made me, like, shiver in horror.
Yeah.
I just heard it and I was like, ugh. But it actually looks pretty, like, visually it looks good.
Yeah, visually it looks good.
And the dialogue was good. Did we talk about this already?
I think we kind of brushed up on it.
Maybe we weren't recording, but yeah, you said it was better than the last 3 episodes.
Yes.
How much better would you say?
Notably better. Every other
normally better?
Notably better.
Oh.
Yeah. Every other sentence was not exposition. I'll put it like that.
There was still quite a bit
there
of
was
exposition.
still a ton.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Uh-huh. Tell us more about this plot. Don't show anything. Explain.
I imagine the manga has a lot more show.
I've not picked up the manga, though I've seen snippets of the manga and I really want to read it. Oh, something else I want to complain about, but you guys don't read My Hero Academia.
Nope.
I've started to read it.
Oh, how
but
you're not at the end.
I'm nowhere. I'm like chapter 3 or something because I keep getting distracted with other stuff.
I'll slightly spoil something, I guess. They pulled something which they did at the end of Naruto, which I absolutely hated.
What?
You know how like 3 of the characters were gonna die because, you know, like Choji had like his big moment, he was gonna die.
They did
Neji had his big
heal you with my life or energy or something.
Something along those lines, and then like they revealed something which like, nope, we can bullshit away from this. It was just like, oh my god, you set this up to be like the most heart-wrenching thing, and now meh. Why would you do that? Let me suffer.
Wait, what did this?
I don't want to spoil it. It's just...
No, I mean, what... Are you talking about My Hero Academia?
Oh. Yeah.
It's kind of a surprise.
Yeah, usually things are permanent, and like they did something which is like, man, you set this up to make me feel so shitty about everything, and you're taking this away. Bring me back my misery. And just like, oh, everything's over for this person, that is so awful. No, because with my quirk, I can bullshit this. But...
That's pretty bad, yeah. That's just generally bad writing.
Mm-hmm. And I think the author of My Hero has gotten too good for his own sake, because his artwork,
Too good?
yeah, his artwork is really nice and gotten better, but it's like too detailed, and I can't figure out what the hell is going on. I have not been able to figure it out for like 2 months. I have no idea what's been going on.
There's like a million things on screen, and it's like, whose limb is this?
Yeah, it's basically that, because they have like several people right now who can do stuff like manipulate like the walls and the structure, so everything's going all over the place, and like these kids with like crystalline powers, and it's just like, is this a limb or is this a crystal? It's mixed in with this like octopus thing. I can't wait. Who are these people? Oh, we switched the plot because we didn't.
That sounds like the kind of thing that would be massively, massively improved with just color.
Yes. So when the anime version of that comes out, it'll be a treat to watch.
I bet.
But right now, we're just like, they're fighting, right?
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
Whose side is this person on?
Yeah.
Manga.
We can't even keep track of the characters right now.
Oh boy. So yeah. So Black Clover. So in this episode, we got introduced. So I think I spoke to us before. There's like 9 houses of people doing magic. We got a Griffith in one house.
Yeah.
Boy, did he look like Griffith.
Yeah.
And he's
he's
the blue falcon or silver falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or eagle.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh well, okay then. And so we had the characters do the typical Chunin exams of trying to get in. But Naruto / Rock Lee had no magic. But he had a sword. And so there was a guy who was the typical throwaway, like, I'll be nice to you until the end where they had to fight. It's like, I'm gonna say mean things now so the audience hates me. And he built up like this awesome like cannonball thing where it was like offense and defense at once. And so the main character whipped out a sword and just slammed him over the head. And it was just like, oh man, that was unexpected from the guy who can't use any magic. And
who can also not use magic.
Yeah.
Let's have a flashback to why he can't use magic.
So, yeah. At the very least, something finally picked up. So we'll see what happens in the next upcoming episodes. Finally, there's some action. That's not just tutorial boss action.
Tutorial boss.
Mm-hmm.
How many tutorial bosses have there been?
I guess now there's been 2. There's actually been there's been 3. So there was the first episode tutorial boss, who showed you the basics of how combat was going to go. And then the second tutorial boss, which was basically how you move. I'm not sure why he came second.
Okay.
He was the drunk guy in which you have to just keep attacking him until he went away. And now we had the third tutorial boss, who was, we're going to teach you how to fight with magic.
Unless you're the main character, you cannot use magic.
Yes. But you can swing that sword.
The anti-magic king.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Wait, what? The 8th Hokage is a samurai.
The 8th Hokage is Rock Lee.
Actually, he was, Naruto was basically a samurai. He wasn't ninja. Ah, here I come!
That's pretty much it for this thing.
He got better a little bit.
Yeah, so
we'll
Ancient Magus Bride, they did
yeah.
Okay, so like I said earlier, they did the flashback sort of reliving a thing right. And what I mean is they went through, and the last moments of the last episode were Ainsworth saying, I've been called to here, this place of dragons, because they've been restless, and so I got to keep an eye on them. And she goes, dragons, and then she gets swooped up by a dragon who this guy's riding. And the beginning few moments of the episode is, she goes, how did I get here? And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You got it, really? And then they started to go, I've been called here because the dragons have been restless. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then he gave some more explanation to it.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what he did, but they totally filled in the scene, and so you had a deeper, richer understanding of things. And you got some context because that dragon was like Randy Orton RKO out of nowhere. And in this one, there was sort of they played up the moment of awe when you saw this dragon with these super fierce eyes in front of her.
Yeah,
and Ainsworth actually was just inches away from her, and it's just like, no, okay. I felt so much more from the scene. The first time was shock. This time was. I mean, it's almost like when you relive things, you get those extra details, like, okay, that happened. It was well done. I was really impressed. And then the dragon guy I was absolutely in love with. Just everything about his character design, to his personality, to that he looked like this young guy, but he was actually older than Ainsworth.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't a thing about him that I disliked. And the way that they had dragons deal with death.
Yeah, I loved that.
The sort of they're playing up a concept really well. They're like as above, so below. That's really common. And so they had the dragons, and they saw the last of the dragons dying, and it's been more than hinted at this point that. By the way, I didn't watch this last week. I watched all 3 episodes this week, and I cannot get enough of the show.
Yeah,
so for those of you that haven't picked up Ancient Magus Bride, that's Maho
Mahotsukai no Yome.
Bless you. You should. The artwork is great, and I want to talk about the story style after we talk about a couple of these details. But it's been more than hinted at that the mages are dying off. Magic is sort of taking a backseat to like maybe bureaucracy and corrupt, because the first scene is in the show is where she's being sold off pretty much. And
that doesn't seem like a new thing.
No, it seems like that's been happening for a while.
Yeah.
But new in comparison, like I get the impression that the mages that are left are like centuries old.
Yes.
So anyways, they're dying off, and the last of the old dragons she meets here, and he's in the process of dying, and she meets him in these last moments, and something magical happens, and they
You don't say.
Yeah. And it's just they're doing a great job making it so like the dragon character concepts were all unique and original, and it wasn't like Ainsworth the dragon, but at the same time the plot points were playing out in these ancient dragons, and then there were a couple younger dragons that
we can't wait to die.
Yeah, we get to become a tree. And whereas he's just to the point of accepting it and
embracing it.
Yeah. And beyond that, sort of extending the bridge to the living. He talked about passing life down to the younger generation. And he said, "You're going to need a wand. Make one out of my branch."
Yeah,
because he becomes a tree. I mean, just the artwork is visually stunning. The storytelling is captivating. The characters, and I would like to hear what you guys think about this. The main character, she embodies, in my opinion, a great feminine character, and the storytelling, because it focuses a lot, pretty much exclusively on her, is very, very feminine. We have Ainsworth, who's very masculine, and he's kind of cool. He just sort of storms the stage. "She's mine now. Here's $5 million. You can't do that. You don't tell me what to do." And he's in the peripheral, and he influences her, but she has received certain gifts and sort of his affections in a way, and to watch how she juggles her emotional and her storyline is really heavily focused on her emotional well-being or her emotional reactions to things. She reacts to relationships around her, especially in the OVA, as well as the dragons. Like, she feels for this dragon that's dying, deeply, and it's just this. I don't know. I can't exactly explain it, but it is a really well done, and the first one I've ever seen, maybe, feminine storyline. And it's really refreshing because I think we've mentioned on here how Marvel's doing it wrong.
Yes.
Like, they've taken masculine archetypes and figures and just made them female and washed their hands. That's it. This is something new. I've never seen anything quite like this, and it is just a treat. I mean, I'm just sitting in front of the screen, just enthralled watching this play out.
Yeah.
It's so good that I just don't get it. Like, why is it so good? Like, the scene of that dragon dying. Why was I feel with so many emotions for that character from that one episode?
Multiple emotions at once.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and why am I so interested in these?
It's hard to describe even like what it is.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing to me? Why do I care so much about these little spirits that just showed up? Why did I like them so much? Why are these dragons just so fun? Everything. It's just 10 out of 10 across the board. If you consider how past anime has been this past couple of seasons, 12 out of 10. It's making up for all their shit.
Yeah, another thing they did early. What's the word that they keep calling her?
The Bee-Woo-Shoo-Shoo. I don't remember. It's some magical-y word. Begins with a B.
Depends on which version you're watching. I've seen Slave Vega, Slave Beggy, Slave Bagger.
Slave Beggy. That's what I keep saying. I'll say that. So the first time they used that term, it was just after she was bought. And that's another thing that makes her kind of incredible in a way. Tragic. Really tragic.
Oh, yeah.
She sells herself into slavery, pretty much. But and
she's like, I don't deal well with pain, so I want to know what I'm in for.
Yeah.
So she kind of gets it, but like she wants to know what she's expecting. Like that's a dark level of depth, depravity.
Yeah. And there's these the way so the first two episodes like the first time you see her eyes are just dead, and that's haunting. It's something that leaves an impression. And then she sort of, like in terms of character building, she sort of peeks her head out a little bit. Like she has this mild interest as she enters this room full of spirits and mages, and she's like, "Oh, these are different than normal. I don't care." Like and then she goes back into hiding, and the way that they play the scenes, you can sort of feel these sort of like sunbeam rays of hope, and they have this really distinctive feel, and then she sort of retreats back a little bit.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But so the first time they use the word sleigh buggy, it's just after a little baby dragon type thing appears, and I thought that they were referring to that.
Yeah.
And then they say it again later, and I'm like, oh, maybe they didn't mean that. And then they say it again while addressing her, and it's like, oh, that's what they meant.
Yeah.
Mystery done well. Like, you could have just gotten it the first time, but
and you still don't know what that means.
Yeah, I still don't know exactly. It means Queen of Bee. Yeah, a few episodes in, every character has a really unique feel, and that's about it. Like, you don't know that much about their backstories. You know kind of what they are, ish. And I look forward to seeing it again. I can't get enough of it. So I watched 3 episodes, and then there's a 3-episode OVA.
Which I have not seen.
Which is worth it. It's good.
Oh, it's good.
It good?
It good. I watched that, I started that at episode 2, because I like 3 episodes are out. And so I found this 3-episode version of, what do you call it again?
Maho Utsukai no Yome.
Bless you. Yeah. And so I figured that was, and so I jumped into the second episode because I'd seen the first one, and I'm like, oh, this started rather abruptly, but I'll just follow this where it goes. And I later found out that was an OVA. I had no idea. Though looking back at the comments, it makes a lot of sense because the people were like, "Oh, I'm so stoked for when the show comes out." I'm like, "You stoners, you're watching it right now."
All these idiots. What's wrong with them? They're so dumb.
But they've done a couple things well. I gotten nervous a few times.
A couple that've done everything well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any valid criticism of the show even yet.
It looks like...
I don't.
Yeah. Even I don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It comes out on the weekends. I'm not sure if
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Saturday morning or evening?
I don't know.
So my criticism will come back for a moment. I've been keeping up with the Osama game, and it's still just okay. I watched the dub, and between the two, I do suggest the sub on this one. The pacing in general for it, even before you dub it, is kind of wonky, and they're not left with a lot to work with. So I give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit, but some of it, like the first if you want to get an idea of the dub, you can watch the first 2 minutes. The first line is just flat. You know, he's supposed to be like mildly horrified in the dream sequence. And he's just like, the phone goes off. He goes, what's that? Or it's 2 sentences close together, so it's just like, what's that sound? Oh, what's that? Like, it's quasi-emotionless. Later on, it warms up, but it doesn't do much besides make it more depressing. That's really all it really adds. So far, I'll watch a couple more episodes, but the dub has much more texture and warmth to me. But yeah, it's gory and kind of scary, and
lots of fan service,
and not that much. Like there's some nice booby shots, I guess. Boobies. But it's like what's nice about it is they're fully clothed, so it's not distracting. Oh wait, I take it back. Third episode, someone strips down and you see a bra, but it's not High School of the Dead or anything like that. It's actually that's worth noting. High School of the Dead was like horror, and then they're just like pause and boobs, and it's just they sort of, it was weird for what kind of show they were going for. In this one, sure, there was that fan service that I talked about, and the reason I didn't think about it is because the scene was horrifying. Like the character in question does a complete 180 in terms of character, and it's just like, whoa, stop, don't do this, stop it, and
fan disservice.
Sexuality check. So it's not bad, it's not great. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 so far. Especially if you liked the what do you call it, the cell phone game, because it was based off a cell phone game, wasn't it?
C.
Not a game, novel thing.
Whatever.
It's worth it.
It
was weird.
If you like those sorts of storytelling, so if you're a fan of Umineko, When the Seagulls Cry, all those sorts of things, Steins Gate, you might like it because it has that really distinctive feel to it.
When the seagulls cry?
Yeah.
I saw seagulls.
It's magic isn't real. Brings back whole family from the death. Still not real. Brings him back from death. Don't care.
Oh, I wish that anime wasn't trash.
That anime was Nick's waifu.
Yeah.
Get it?
Because it was trash.
Yeah, that was a terrible joke.
You know what else is terrible? Your waifu. Yeah, I'm getting to him.
No.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much all that I watched this week.
Alright, before we get to good old Super, anything else?
I watched more UQ Holder, and last week I talked about how they were kind of messing with the original plot a bit. It seemed at the end of last week they were going to continue the first half of like a short kind of training arc, and that just was like, well, that happened off screen, So now it's like chapter 20 or something, and we're on episode 3 or 4. Sorry, I think. So yeah, it seems like they're giving it the let's fit as much as we can into as little as possible treatment, which means so far it's been pretty good, but we'll see where it goes from here. It's probably going to end up being kind of watered down. That's my guess.
I've never thought of it this way before, but that's like the Lord of the Rings treatment, fit as much as you can into the movie, versus what anime usually does is the Hobbit treatment.
Well,
here's a random love story that never happened.
Yeah, it's more like you're thinking of like the Naruto treatment.
Yeah.
It's more the opposite of that. Like
yeah, so what I'm saying
leave almost everything out, and then we'll have the key plot points, maybe a filler episode, and then to be continued. Maybe probably not.
Yeah,
then they all lived maybe happily ever after, I guess.
Yeah, so this show is getting the Lord of the Rings treatment, where they sort of left a couple things out. For the books, there's more details.
It's getting what I'm assuming is it's getting the Fellowship of the Rings treatment, and the other two never happened.
Oh.
And most of the relevant plot points are covered, but abridged. So it's at the point now where I stopped reading the manga. That's how much it's left out.
It escalated. All right. So does that leave?
And then there was one other thing I watched, but I can't remember the name of it now. It's about this girl who quits her job in a fit of frustration and decides to just play games on her computer all day. And
it's the story of our time.
Yeah. So it's like it has all the tropes of one of those trapped in an MMO games shows. But
oh yeah, I saw the trailer for this.
Yeah,
it's depressing looking.
A little bit.
This is the one where she has the online relationship.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it starts off. It starts off depressing, but it's like weirdly hopeful.
Yeah.
So stop that.
I just want to fit in.
So stop that. But yeah.
Yeah.
You stop. You're really throwing me off. You're making me repeat the words that you're saying, and it's messing with me.
It's messing with me.
My God.
Yeah.
You actually have to stop. Anyway. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. It starts with all the tropes that like that trapped in an MMO genre has, but she can leave whenever she wants, but she doesn't want to, so it's kind of funny. But
memory serves, wasn't she RPing a like male knight, and she starts a relationship with this really nice female cleric or something?
Yeah, so
she's like, "Can I tell him that I'm not a male? Will that change our relationship?"
It's more like yeah, so she's playing as a guy, like she's like, okay, I'm gonna spend all the time making the best looking guy possible. Oh man, I made such a hot guy. And then she befriends this cute looking little healer girl. And of course, they make friends, and half of the plot is in game, and then the other half is like a weird amount of coincidences where the two keep bumping into each other offline, like in real life, and but they don't realize it. And at the point that I'm at, they've kind of like had this weird like not quite a relationship but like a friendship, and it's really awkward for both of them because he essentially was running to get to work and just like
the cleric girl was a guy?
Oh yeah.
Of course he was.
Of course he was. Sorry, I kind of meant that. I assumed that was implied.
No.
Because of course it would be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was on purpose. So he he's a guy in real life. And he's rushing to work one day, and he does the girl with the toast in the mouth thing and runs around the corner and just elbows her like right in the face.
Nice.
And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I was trying to get to, I was running late." So he takes her to the hospital and waits there.
God, how hard
night.
did he hit her?
Pretty hard.
That'll teach her.
That'll teach her to be in a place.
That's not the hospital.
So because of that, he's like, I'll take you to dinner to make up for that screw up.
Really, you can do that?
And
I found a way to get my next date.
Yeah, so she turns him down. and it's like this weird kind of like, will they or won't they in real life, and then in the game it's like,
oh yeah, they gonna.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's super awkward because everyone in the game is like, don't ask about real life. And
the first rule of RPG is you don't talk about real life.
Yeah, and in game they're like, I guess it's the equivalent of marriage. I don't know.
They bought a house together?
No, they filled out each other's name in their character sheets or something.
Aw.
I don't know. But that's what's going on. It's kind of cute, but it's also got the whole MMO world thing, which is so played out and overdone. So have the two characters in real life had any like conversations about how only losers play games? No.
Okay.
But like they keep like I said, they keep running into each other. And the first time was they were at the same convenience store, and he saw her buying like an in-game currency gift card thing.
Oh, okay.
So he picked up on that, and then they were both at the same time like, I want that last piece of chicken to the cashier.
Oh, that's so gay.
You're what you eat.
And so it's like, okay. But yeah. It's nice, but they're at least playing with cliches and stuff, which is good. But then they're embracing others wholeheartedly, which is... It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Right. So, anything else before the main event?
No.
Well then.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Dragon Ball Super, episode I lost count.
The main event. So exciting.
It was exciting. Kaba went Super Saiyan 2.
In like a dramatic way.
Yeah, that's true.
It was very Gohan, Super Saiyan 2, and not, again, Goku. Like, what was her face? It's not Kale, the other one. Cauliflower. Khalifa. When she went Super Saiyan 2, I missed it until everyone was flipping out about it and like, oh yeah, that's Super Saiyan 2. Huh. That's dumb. But he made the ground shake. He did the whole things, and then he did the... Like, they sort of simulated the bean struggle with I guess, the one gal's fat bubble. And then he pushed her out. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Too bad he lost.
Frieza's evil.
Turns out Frieza's evil. Guys, send out the memo.
I like strong guys, but I'm also racist.
Did anyone else get a weird freaky pedophile vibe from him?
The entire voice is
like
a pedophile.
strong people, but I hate Saiyans.
People.
The entire voice is a pedo voice.
I like strong people. Too bad I don't like Saiyans.
Then Vegeta and Kabe had
Maybe
the
if you go Super Saiyan, that'll really make my day.
And Vegeta and Kabe had the
Better
nice little
charge your
thing.
power levels.
Yeah, it was neat. You had Master Roshi. Oh, the transcendent value of the master-pupil relationship must be complicated.
And they also implied the thing everyone was thinking. The winner was going to use the Super Dragon Balls to bring the other places back to life.
Yeah.
Well, Vegeta just said that world. Well, he said you guys. Or you lot.
Well, we got 2 wishes for sure. We got Vegeta. Well, okay, 3, but Kaba's out, so who cares?
Yeah.
And who thought Kaba was going to be the winner anyways? I'm sorry if you did. Not because he lost, because you're not very smart. So, and Frieza, I'm going to control the gods. Like, that's really dark, but thematically you had the altruistic, I'm going to use my wish. Well, I mean, it's Vegeta, so it's not totally altruistic. He wants to meet the other strong Saiyan guy, and probably teach him how to be a better ruler. And then...
Because he's had a lot of experience.
Right. Well, he said it a lot. He spends all of his time claiming it. And then there's Frieza who wants to manipulate all of the remaining gods and maybe become one himself. But then again, he's stronger than the gods. What does that make him? The gods bend to your will. Yeah. So I mean that was cool. And then it was also, to me, it was implied that Goku is not on that wavelength. Like, he got what they were saying, but he's like, "Oh, I get you," and it's not like yeah, word up, that's me. It was just like, "Oh, I see what you're trying to do." So, who knows what he's planning?
And we also got to see the
He's gonna fight. He wishes for another tournament.
There's only one universe. Oh, well.
We also got.
I want 11 more.
We got to see the hardest shot in the entire tournament so far. Toppo's little hit at Vegeta.
Oh yeah, bam!
Aren't you second fiddle? How dare you!
Vegeta, as usual, sets himself up. Topo, good insight there, though, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll get to see more action between those two. That was one of the fights I wanted to see.
Yeah, they set that one up. It was kind of a surprise. I had a feeling they were going to fight, but they've set that up to be the where I think Vegeta's going to win. But they set it up to be, Vegeta doesn't think anything of it. It's probably going to be a match for the ages, and he's like, "That was pretty good. Go Kakarot." Maybe it'll level Vegeta up. I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see. Next week, we're going to see Goku versus female Saiyans again.
That one surprised me.
Yeah. So, hopefully they'll do something new.
Seems like she's got a reason to go after him.
Because she keeps upping her game with him.
She's probably going to want to see Super Saiyan 3, is my guess. Because he mentioned it before. She's like, "What is a Super Saiyan 3?
There's always another one.
They have to learn. Right now, she's at the Ascended Saiyan level. Super Saiyan 3, does that drain more stamina than Blue?
No. Oh, actually, yes, at this point.
So,
Stamina. Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 is the...
That would be a silly thing for him to do.
Yeah. Especially when he's trying to conserve stamina.
Yeah, exactly. But then again,
Not conserve, recover.
Not even that, yeah.
Yeah, so the latest chapter of Super also came out, and they did a couple of other changes. Right now, they're just at the beginning of all this universe tournament stuff happening. So a few notable changes. So Zeno-sama, basically they were watching all the universes, and they're like, you know what, this is kind of boring. We don't need to be paying attention to 12. I think 4 is a good number. They were about to eliminate the other 8 universes, and Goku steps in. It's like, hey, what's up? And that's what stopped them.
Hey, guys.
Oh, this is pre-tournament?
Just wanted to pop
Yeah.
in and hang out.
So that was already there, because I forget what universes they said. They were just going to off them anyways.
Yeah, but the way it was done was much different.
Yeah, it's better.
Goku saved 8 universes just by showing up.
They've been implying it in the show, but they like the imminence of it. That's really good.
Uh-huh.
Nice change.
They also began, I mentioned this last time, with the gods of destruction all fighting each other.
Oh yeah, with Beerus holding his own against like 4.
All of them, actually.
All of them?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But they eventually, I don't know, they made it even, so they put all the gods on the same level again. And they did explain why the gods were not fighting in this, Ultimate Tournament, because Xeno-sama couldn't keep up what's going on. So I don't understand what's going on. This is boring. And so they had a Goku and Toppo fight. Toppo can use God Ki as well, since he's trained to be a god of destruction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They implied it in the anime, but not too strongly. Here, Toppo was trained to be my next god of destruction. I'm gonna be tired soon. They also had a little thing where they show all the different gods doing their own little thing in their universes.
That's nice.
That was nice, giving me a little bit of personality and whatnot. So yeah, Toppo and Goku fought. For Xeno-sama's amusement, he went through all 5 stages that he had. Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, God, and Blue.
This is a Super Saiyan.
Stop that. What was also an interesting change is even in Blue, Toppo won.
I thought he was stronger than Blue when Goku went in the tournament.
Debatable, because Goku did hit him with a full-on Kamehameha and Toppo survived. But the fight was cut short.
Okay.
So we don't know. Here, it seemed like Goku got too confident. He went blue and was fighting, and then Toppo just kind of kicked him out, showing I don't care, I'm not a pushover.
Oh, kicked him out, as in he beat him totally?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, if you leave the ring, you're done. And so Toppo gave him a kick, and it's bam, you're done.
Wow.
Uh-huh. So it upped the stakes with that. Wow. And he also, you can't even, if that's what you got, there's somebody stronger than me who's stronger than God of Destruction. Just flat out saying it.
Oh, so all questions are left to the side.
Mm-hmm.
There's no timey-wimey, it's going to be Goku thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
We all know what's happening.
Yep. And so that's pretty much where that left off. And so it'll be interesting to see what other changes they make.
I wonder if they're going to come back and do a Dragon Ball Super Kai with these changes. Because some of these are just complete refinements on what's gone on.
Yeah. I know there was a butt ton of changes with the Zamasu arc. I mean, Vegeta even got a new attack and everything.
Yeah, and so that's probably going to make its way into the tournament. But either way, I think that it would be worth it to go back and... Because I think Kai was pretty successful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it made its way even into, whatever the modern Toonami is. Is it just Toonami still?
Yeah.
It was on Cartoon Network.
And I'm still going to complain about how they just completely screwed up Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. It's my one major complaint.
Yeah, but otherwise they did a good job, and I'm sure they've learned, because that's been the internet abuzz. There's been a buzz about that. So, to come back and do those crazy things like where they're Super Saiyan God and they go Super Saiyan Blue last second, that'd be awesome to watch. Get paid, put a couple extra $1 million into the animation just for fun.
They know I'll make plenty of money.
Right. I would be surprised. Well, first of all, they got the fighters, so they'll hopefully make some good money on that. And then 2, they've got the show. I mean, I can't...
If they put the Dragon Ball Z logo on something and it doesn't make them a shit ton of money, that'll be studied in economics classes of how can you fuck something up the worst? They can sell snow to an Eskimo if they got the Z logo on it.
This yellow snow is the same yellow as the Z ball.
Z snow.
Snow.
I think that just about covers all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we've been drinking Autumn Bonfire. We didn't talk about it.
Also known
But
as
for the
Sailor
T-nerds out there, this is one of our most distinctive teas. Let me think. It's got the Lapsang Souchong smokiness. It's got the, what is it? Is it honeybush or rooibos?
It's got some rooibos.
Rooibos.
Yeah.
Sort of for this like the sweet notes and sort of like the cleanness. That's sort of the biggest part of the base. And then what else is in there? Bunch of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
It's a really complex brew.
A little bit of fruitiness.
A little bit of fruitiness.
Ever so little bit of Lapsang Souchong, but only for flavor. It doesn't really.
It brings out the smokiness, but it's more of an undertone than a punch in the face like usual.
It's so small, it's labeled an herbal tea, not even a black tea. So
almost no caffeine. And this is like the easiest one in the world to brew. Matter of fact, at one of our first tea festivals, we left the thing in there, the tea bag in there, tea sack, and it was fine. Like 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, this is still pretty good. Can't say that about a lot of other ones. Super Saiyan Rose.
Oh yeah, that tasted like hard liquor.
But this one, and that was like 2 minutes beyond. But yeah, Lapsang, or sorry, not Lapsang. Don't do it with Lapsang Souchong. Autumn Bonfire, Sailor Mars. Good all around tea. Good for this cold weather coming up. And if you're just beginning, you can leave it in there. It's fine. It's fine.
It's good.
It's good. All right, we'll see you next week when we.
Do we want to talk about Blade Runner?
Next week.
Okay.
Next week, Blade Runner.
Next week.